Just the two of us.
You can make it if you can, just the two of us. Spitting out sick rhymes, just the two of us.
Oh, you and I.
I don't actually know the words to that song.
No, me either. Should watch Austin Powers a couple more times.
Is that what it's from?
There's the scene in it there with Dr. Evil and Mini-Me
Ah, of course.
when they're in jail. But obviously the song is way before that, so... Well,
Yeah.
not way before it, but who knows? Let's look it up real quick.
Let's look it up while you look it up. Just gonna crack one of those. Yeah, different vibes today for sure. Shao. Where is he again? Seattle, LA, San Francisco, San Diego.
Some place. I think it was Seattle. I mean, he's still obviously on the chat, so we should be like, "Yo, where you at?" For
This is funner. Yeah.
for some gaming conference, I think it was, or for
Yeah.
Must be nice.
He's worldly, hey?
He's very worldly, very very worldly.
Shao, different vibes today. Shao is not with us. We were going to do pre-recording for some episodes so that when he was away, we could just release him with him on. And then Hayden came to me and said, "Hey, Justin, don't you think it would be better if we just do an episode without Shao? He's kind of dead weight." And I thought, Hayden, that's not very nice to say, but you're right, but we shouldn't. Anyway, so he's not here, but he did send it. But he did bring up, actually last week, was it? He mentioned he binged the show called Butterfly. So we decided, fuck it, like let's get into that, Hayden and I too, because he's already seen it and he sent us some video stuff over, some notes, audio, whatever you want to call it. But we're gonna get to that later in the show. Hayden, how's school, man?
It's good.
How's life there? You have so much going on right now. I don't even know what to begin to ask you about. Is it the school? Is it the job? Is it the fiance? Is it the house? Is it everything? The podcast? Like, what aren't you doing right now, dude?
This is like the me thing where I come here to do something that I truly truly enjoy. Not that I do not enjoy the fiance. She's also my go-to place for when things are too stressful.
Okay. We don't need to get into the details.
But
what was that unwritten rule you were talking about again? I forget. Anyways, continue.
But yeah. So this show, I'll just run through some things real quick for everybody. This show, I had seen it and I was interested by it, and then Shao was like, "I watched the whole thing." I was like, "Oh well, I guess we can't do it on the pod because Shao's already watched the whole thing." And I thought, hang on, he watched 6 episodes in a day. And I was like, did he just not do anything that day? He just sat in front of the TV and watched a good show? Why not?
So, you know what?
You were close to doing it?
I don't want to get into, dude, the only reason I didn't is because I knew you weren't going to have the time to, with, as aforementioned, all the things I said you have going on in your life. So I saved the last 2 till after we recorded this, but I'm going to watch them as soon as I get off the microphone. Yeah.
I wanted to get through more, but I stupidly started it at like 10:30 at night. So I'd already worked a full week. So yeah, the job's going. The good thing about starting at 4 is you finish at 12 and then you get a whole day to do stuff. The reason why it was a day, and it still is a day, is that the sister-in-law was about a smidge away from exploding, giving birth to a second child. Water broke last night.
Is that an official measurement the doctor said?
Yeah, a smidge away from exploding.
A smidge.
A smidge. A
What's
smidge
a
away.
smidge? The 2.5 centimeters, or is it 3?
You ever seen that scene in Willy Wonka with the girl eats the blueberry and she gets like, whoosh, that's where she was at. No, so her water broke last night. So she's in hospital now, still like almost 24 hours later waiting. But so we were up late last night, just kind of having an ear on the phone, and mum had to go into the hospital, and everybody was out, and then we had to make sure that nephew was okay and he was watched and whatnot. So we stopped and started the first episode, which was only an hour, but it took us like 2.5 hours to get through it because we were constantly like pausing on the phone. How's everything going? So that's why. And then it was a little bit later when I watched the second one, and hence why I fell asleep. Folks, something brand new for me, falling asleep at the crucial part of an episode or at the end of a film, because I'd been up for 21 hours or whatever it was, and it was the end of my work week, and I'd been trying to bang out this first assignment, so I haven't written an assignment for school in 15 years. So I was like, why is this taking me so long to do? Because like every night for the last 2 weeks I was trying to battle staying awake, writing an assignment, spending time with the family, attending to the farm and the land, and giving time to the future wife. Like all of these things, I got to balance all of it and not neglect anything. So I was tired, but I was super excited to watch the show as well. So,
dude, that's too balancing all that, and it's not like you're balancing it with a normal work shift. You're balancing it with a shift that is against the majority of the people in the world. So
graveyard
you don't even have regular hours to work with.
I know.
You know what though? Okay, if anybody's listening, used to listen to Hayden and I's old podcast, you'd have heard lots of stories about him falling asleep and drooling on himself. It was bad. We got really worried for him at one point. He would find the craziest things in his beard when he'd wake up in the morning. But
that was the whole reason why I grew the beard.
My point is, to catch it all.
Yeah.
Is at least you're not drooling anymore. You may still be falling asleep and missing stuff, but you're not drooling all over yourself. And I'm sure Alex is happy for that.
Not that I'm aware of. I'm just flat out passing out and not knowing. There are so many times, we used to fall asleep at the same time together. She used to fight sleep so bad until I was ready to go to bed so that we could fall asleep at the same time. Now I'll crawl into bed and I wake up when my alarm goes off. I'm like, I don't remember plugging my phone in. I don't remember setting alarms. I don't remember turning the lights off. I don't remember any of this stuff. And she goes,
meanwhile,
yeah. She
meanwhile,
goes,
you just fell asleep and she did all that.
Exactly. She does all of that. I was like, oh, thank you. She's like, yeah, I got up. But then, of course, her sleep pattern's out of whack. So she's only getting a couple hours of sleep as well. And then, of course, she has to get up early to help do everything around the place when because her mum's working and her sister was ready to give birth. So there was lots to do and she's tired. So everything is just whoa. But, I don't drool on myself as much anymore. I just flat out just black out, fall asleep. Have micro naps.
I have a deal with Kate because I'll usually stay up later, and so we have a TV in the bedroom, but there's guidelines set around it. And I used to fail on this a lot, and I think I'm on my last strike, so I've been very good about it. But because I'll just fall asleep, same as you, but the TV will still be on. So when she goes to bed, I turn it down. Put fucking closed captions on. I'm like, I'll be able to stay awake, and then God knows, probably 3 seconds later I'm out too. But then the light would still be on and she'd wake up, or when she woke up in the middle of the night, the TV is still on, and so I have to set the sleep timer now.
On the TV?
So the TV will automatically turn off. So if she wakes up a little bit in the night, she's, not, now I have to get up because the TV's on.
Yeah, we should do that.
I get it.
I've done that a bunch of times. There's this show that we're watching called Taskmaster on YouTube. It's a British comedy show where there are a host and a co-host, and they have 5 comedians. But he's a taskmaster. He writes tasks for them, and then they go off and they do them. It's hilarious. But there are times when I've just she's seen the same episode like 3 times because I've tried to watch it, and I will get a little bit further each time, but I keep falling asleep, and then I'll wake up and it's like, what is, like, how many episodes was I asleep for? She's like, I don't know, like 3. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get up at, like, it's 1 a.m. I need to be up in 2 hours. What's going on? It's bad. Like, I really need to go to sleep at like 8 o'clock at night, but you know, it's hard in the summertime when it's still light.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll get a hang of it, hopefully, or maybe by the time they stop doing these 4 a.m. shifts, because the winter it's going to be too. 1, hopefully it won't be as busy, so they don't need 4 a.m. starts. 2, it's going to be freaking too dangerous to go driving around that time of night in the winter. 3, if I do have to stay on that shift, the sun's not going to come up until like 9. And then I'm done at 11:15. So like my entire workday is going to be in the dark. I'm not looking forward to it. So anyway, so that's neither here nor there. It's still a few months away yet.
And what about your schooling?
Schooling. So you guys asked me last week, 2 weeks ago, how it was going, and I was like, it's good. And you weren't too confident on my answer.
Are you using AI yet? Are you using AI yet? That's what we all want to know.
No, I'm not using AI.
Okay.
Because the readings aren't grossly long, which is good. They're just like 10 to 20 pages, which is decent. Okay, no, wait, I do lie. To a degree, I am using AI. I'm using artificial intelligence to read pages to me, so I don't have to read it because I'm so tired. I'll just listen to it. So, which I found
Shall we lost? Because we said over under. We picked over on the 5 weeks. Does this count? Well, we'll have to debate this next time Xiao's back on.
Well,
we gotta get into this.
From what you guys talked about, I don't think this really counts because it's not using it to summarize any information. It's literally just my computer using its voice to talk.
Would you say that it is assisting you?
Well, yeah, but depends on what you're talking about.
That's the purpose of AI, is to assist in your schoolwork. And so if it is reading it to you so you don't have to, I would consider that use of AI. Because go back before AI was around, could you just do that?
You could, because they would have had for like people that needed
blind people.
Blind people, yeah.
We're still allowed to say the B word, Hayden. It's okay.
Those people that were sightly challenged,
see well,
can't see well, sight challenged, they could have things read to them. So that kind of stuff already pre-existed before all of the boom of the last 2-3 years AI, which is what I thought we were talking about. So to a degree, yes, I've used my computer's already integrated system of being able to read things, and it's not the greatest. Sometimes it literally reads it phonetically. You can tell because some words are like, that's not how you say that word at all. And I will follow through it, and that's why I know that those words aren't. I'm like, that's not the way. Learn better, computer. But to a degree, that's that's the most I've been doing. But it's been good. I had the first assignment due today, so I got that done, and I'll see how that went. And then I have...
What was it? What did you have to do? Remind us.
Right. Okay, that one was the medieval literature one.
Oh,
so
babes, there's a BBB one, wasn't it? Something
bards, babes, and bawdiness, or whatever it is, about bawdiness.
Babes
and you're like, oh, they just stuck babes in there to make it sound more inciting. So that was that one. So it was 14th, 15th, 16th century literature, and there was like 6 questions and it's like answer. It was a super well put out assignment, whereas the other class is not so much, because she's like, here's your question, here's what I want you to answer. Here's the next question, here's what I want you to answer. So it's like she gave you everything that you needed to do, and I was like, perfect. So I just need to find the reference in the text, write it out. Because this is what I complained about a lot when I first went to uni, and this time as well.
That's university people.
Yeah, for those non-Australians and probably New Zealanders say the same thing. But they encourage independent thought. They're always like, we want you to be independent thinkers, independent thinkers. And then, of course,
Then when you do,
yeah, they're like, can you back that up with a reference? I'm like, well, no. Well, then I can't take that as anything. I'm like, well, you're telling me to use my own brain, so I am. But then you're
based
telling
off
me,
what other people said already.
yeah,
Okay.
what someone else said it as well? Well, no. So until I am like Dr. Woody, my word doesn't count for shit. And
Well,
until
please
I've
never
got
say
that,
that again.
I've got that Doctor Woodhead in front of my name. The
You are
doctor.
dying. You are dying to walk in the bedroom. Just you and Alex, the first night you're a doctor. I know it. I can just picture it already, and
Are
it's
you ready
making
for
me sick.
Doctor Woody?
I want you to call me doctor.
Doctor Woody. Bow, 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 bow. But yeah,
Hey, you know what I was thinking would be fun to do at some point in this episode?
what's that?
Is we should surprise Shao with a phone call and see what he's doing.
See
I
if
wonder
he
if he would
answers.
answer. Do you think
Yeah.
he'd ghost us? Oh my god. Do you think should we try right now?
Just try right now. Try right now.
Should we try right now? See if he go it's 8:30. You shouldn't ghost us.
If
What's he
you did it through
doing?
your computer, I could probably link him into the actual chat.
I don't have WhatsApp on my computer.
Well, never mind. Just hold the microphone up. What's up? What's
Let's
up?
see. Let's
Where
just
are
see what
you?
happens.
Seattle, San Diego, San Francisco, one of the S towns in the US. Speaking of, he's going to be like the only Canadian who.
I'm ringing him. Yeah.
Ring a ding ding. Group video call from Justin Turnbull. Still going? Oh, there. Okay, I can hear it.
Oh. I can't even leave him a message. You rat bastard. Shao, explain yourself. Explain yourself when you listen to this, please. That was anticlimactic.
Maybe he'll call back. We'll see. Well, maybe he'll call back. Because it'll be what? He's on the East Coast, so it'll be 8:30. I don't think there's going to be any conferences going on now, is there? Who knows?
Down in Seattle, you're partying with your friends. All right. So we'll see if he calls back. If not, maybe we'll try to call him again at the very, very end. Give him one last chance to redeem himself, because we're about redemptions. So let's get into Butterfly. Damn.
So Butterfly, I binged in one evening, episode 1 through 6, just nice and short. Um, and I think they did a really good job of kind of keeping my attention throughout. They were able to catch my, what do you call it? I think right off the bat, I really noticed the soundtrack. The music I thought was really good. Um, And another thing that I really enjoyed and really commend them on was their fight scenes. I don't think it's over the top. I think it's a good balance between like a John Wick slash Jackie Chan sort of vibe. I think John Wick action scenes are sometimes can be way exaggerated and way too unrealistic in a way. I mean, I get it. It's a fucking movie. Okay, cool. But I do like the fact that David sometimes might not have a weapon on him, and that he'll use his belt, for instance, in the second episode with him and Gunn. Um, yeah, so that part reminds me of Jackie Chan, just using the environment, using props and what he has at reach to get a slight edge. And yeah, he's human. He's a little older, so he does get hurt from time to time. And yeah, so one gripe I remember thinking of is that I do think that Daniel Dae Kim looks young for his age still. I don't know how old he is right now. Let me get Andre real quick to look that up. Dae Kim age. 50. He's 57. Okay. And I think in the series, there are certain times when, I don't know if you remember, but when he and Rebecca are in the same room, and I guess he kind of drugs her because they don't trust each other at this point, really. Um, he does not look close to being 60. Okay. He looks like I think he even looks like he's mid 30s, 40s, baby. And I remember there were a couple moments where I snapped out of the moment and was like, this does not look like a father and daughter relationship. Um, I remember that. I do also want to say that the reason why I started watching this, even before we talked about discussing this on the pod, was that I listened to Tiger Belly, and Daniel Dae Kim was a guest, and I I don't know. I kind of I have a pretty big man crush on him right now. I'm not gonna lie because he's just so well spoken, articulate. I think he's fucking handsome as fuck, and um yeah, I think he really is such a great role model, especially for Asian actors in North America. Um, so yeah, I heard him talk passionately about his project. He's an executive producer on it. He was giving credit to Lost for he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Lost, essentially, because Lost gave him, I think, Hawaii 5-0 after, and then he left that because of I'm not sure if you guys remember, but there was a bit of what do you call it, scandal headlines where he kind of demanded equal pay. He was getting paid less than the other guy. Is it Scott Conn, James's son? So he left the show, um, and then all that led to him working on Butterfly. So yeah, I just wanted to check it out, and sure enough, after watching, like I said, a few minutes of it, I was like, okay, I can continue watching this, and it was like that throughout the whole series. Um, but I guess I had that sort of background as well in my head before watching it, so it kind of added to why I liked it so much. Um, I'm just wondering what you guys thought of the first episode. Period. Right? I thought first episode there was a lot of action. There you ask questions at the end. I thought the characters were pretty cool. Um, Fight scenes were fun to watch. Like I said, the music was great. So my question to you is just in general, how do you like the vibe of the show so far? Just the overall sort of thing. Is it up your alley? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Um, and also, more specifically, so far, what do you think of the fight scenes? There have been a couple so far. Of course, there's going to be more, but yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, where do you find the time to binge 6 episodes of something? What are they? 45 minutes, 45 to
45 to an
50
hour,
each.
depending.
45 to an hour. Um, it was just the weekend, and like I told you, Kate and I had been on a roll even previously with binging, like getting daytime TV binging in. It's incredible. Like we just don't find the opportunity very often, and it seems like we've just been hitting it. So when we did this one, we started it, and it was like I had to stop. I had to stop because I wanted to. I knew, like I said, you probably weren't gonna get the chance to watch them all, so I didn't want to finish it all, even though I know Shao has. But then we can kind of finish it together before we talk about it next week. Um, and it's crazy because I wouldn't say it's, oh my God, it's such an amazing show, but it's a show I couldn't stop watching. I don't know that, which is kind of like a weird thing to say, but I didn't think, for me, the acting was kind of feels like mid. Like there's moments of good acting I find, and some of the actors are good, but like Juno, Oh my God. Like, I don't know if she's just trying to go for like that quiet, mysterious kind of like everything's kind of low key. Oh, I don't know. You know, that spy, so you never know what's going on. But to me, it was just like boring and dry. And I know Shao said he liked the action. I found some of the action was like, I was watching it and I was like, it's kind of, I don't want to say cheap, but not the action like we're used to seeing. Um, but yet I was so drawn to it because every episode had something. And actually, to be honest, after like the second episode, I felt, wow, they're really rushing stuff. Like it felt rushed, but at the same time, like I just keep wanting to watch to see what happens. It's like, because something's always happening. So like for me, it felt like, I don't know this, it's really hard to explain, but it's got like, it's not perfect, but I can't stop watching it. I want to know what's going on. And I think the fact it's 6 episodes, it's like, it's right there. And they're just bringing you along the whole way. I don't know what your vibe was like the first couple episodes. I know you fell asleep, you're tired. But I'm interested because Shao, like hearing his rating on it, what do you say? Like, he called it like a 7.5. Is fair, in my opinion. Even though I would have sat down and watched the entire thing back to back to back to back to back to back. Couldn't stop.
Do you know what I think it's done well is, you know how sometimes we watch a film and we go, this would have been better as a miniseries. Sometimes you watch a miniseries and go, this would have been a good film. Like whatever the Robert De Niro one was that we just watched. Not just watched, but... So this one I think is actually found where it's good. It knows that it's good as a miniseries of 6 episodes, because if it was a film, it would be way too rushed. And if it was longer than 6, it might feel too drawn out and a waste of time. You know, they're going to have that filler episode. So I think maybe that's... Because it does have very good production value, and some of the camera movements, I was like, this has definitely got film written on it. Some of them are a little bit... And then... Just to sidetrack on that for a bit, because I'm always a sucker for picking out shots every now and then where I'm like, oh, that's a fancy one. Why did they do that? And, you know, back to film school days where they're like, every shot has to have a meaning. I'm like, can it not be like the school of Michael Bay where it just looks cool?
Yeah, it fucking looks good. And I want to see my actors perform in front of it.
Yeah. So there was a scene and then another sidetrack on a sidetrack. The little cut. God. Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta start keeping track of these. So
get out your red string. Here we go.
Yeah.
So the car chase scene in episode 1 where he hijacks the not the handlers or whatever, but the group that are picking up Rebecca in the little Hyundai, however you say it here in Canada, little van. I was like, there's 100% that car is electric. There's 100%. They're in Seoul. That is an electric van. But they've got the little... every time I try around. I'm like, I bet you, watching that, if you watch...
Hey, baby.
Yeah, BTS of that, it would have been like...
We should find that. Yeah. That would be quite funny. We should just make our own little TikTok of what it really sounded like.
Yeah. This is good. But then I was like, oh, do I rewind and watch the interior scene where he's like cleaning all of his fingerprints off to see if there's an actual gear knob in there or not, just to like confirm my suspicions on whether that car is actually electric or an auto. But anyway,
also something just on that where I was like, man, he did such a good job of wiping it down, attention to detail. They show it, like you kind of assume if somebody's a spy they're gonna do it, but I know they do a good job of showing it. But then he just handles his keys in a pot, like 20 feet away. Like, didn't wipe those down. Like, you know, at least maybe if somebody found them, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you went through all this trouble of showing you cleaning out a whole car, and then you didn't even wipe down the fucking fob when you tossed the keys down. Like, what is
in the dirt?
Sorry, that's my sidetrack on your side.
No, that makes sense, because I was like, initially, he was like, I'm cleaning the car and then I'm leaving it. And then he goes back and plants the GPS coordinates, which I thought was a little bit interesting. He obviously, I was like, straight away, he's obviously setting it up so they go to him. But wouldn't Rebecca, who's like this ace, like contract spy for the security company, figure that out? Be like, why did he just... Unless she goes, oh, these are the coordinates of a safe house that they're going to, and he left them behind. I don't know. I just thought, wouldn't you think that was a little bit suspicious that there's the exact location where it's going to be is just left behind in the car?
Yeah. I took it as in like, that's interesting. Yeah, because I never saw it that way. When I saw it, I thought, oh, he's letting them know, like letting her know, hey, this is where I'm going to be. Knowing that her and a team from Caddis will be coming after him.
Yeah.
Like luring them in. That's sort of how I took it. And I
thought, well, which works both ways.
I was like, where's the drones? Where's the this? Like the technology these people have now. I was like, you don't just go in after a guy. Like,
no.
I think that's the war of the worlds in my head. Like I needed a drone. I needed I needed my delivery.
Well, they were talking that they were like the biggest and the best of private security. So you'd think that they would have that, but this is, there's still, I guess, a world where it's not all machines and it's people, especially if they're
bullshit, man.
If they're there to kill Eastern European dignitaries or whatever in plain sight.
Ooh.
You send people in. I don't even remember what country he was from, but it was somewhere in Eastern Europe.
I think he was Russian. Yeah, he was Russian, anyway, right?
Before we go too far, the shot that I thought was like unnecessarily cool was the van and was driving down the road. It's for a smidge. They use a vertigo shot.
Wait, same smidge as Alex's
Same
sister.
smidges. Yep. Pretty much the same length of time. There is the tiniest of nuances of a camera trombone shot for those of you, or a vertigo shot. For those that don't know, is when you're either pulling out and your camera's pulling out and you're zooming in, or vice versa. Camera is pushing in, zooming out. So it creates this like compression and movement of a scene, and it's quite jarring on the eye, but it has quite a significant effect. They're tracking with the van, and then it just does this like whoop, little effect on the back end of it to kind of crush in the... I'm like, that's either the end of a take, and the DP and his camera operator were just like, let's just do some stuff, and they left it in. But
hey, this looked cool. Let's use it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say
the best part of that story was you teaching everybody about the push in, pull out method.
Yeah. Make sure it looks good.
That's when my mind took a left turn. I don't know if I heard the rest of what you said, because I was like, pull out.
As long as the finished product looks good.
Yeah. One thing I did like about the show, actually, and it kind of going back to how I said like something was always happening right from the start, dude. Like they got me. Like in the karaoke bar, they're belting it out. You're figuring out what's going on. You know, it's the main character. And then there's that little comment off to the side where it says, oh, your friend's a good singer. And he goes, that's not my friend. I thought it was your friend. And then instantly, you know, oh, okay, this guy's worked his way into this room. He's not supposed to be here. What's going on? You know, so it's like, I feel like right away. Yeah, they introduced the show with a big question to the audience. Like, of course, whenever you start a movie, you're gonna be like, who's this guy? What's going on? But I mean, like, it was more than that. Like, it was like, boom, something's happening. What's happening right now? And it was just like right from there. So good. And then, yeah, obviously with Rebecca being there, and then the assassination, and then the fight in the elevator room. I knew she wasn't pregnant right away. I was like, oh, this is a fake. I thought she could have, you know, it was a great scene, little fight in the elevator scene. I thought, oh, that would have been cool if she just really played up when he stabbed her. If you haven't seen the show, people watch the show. It's good. It's good. I'll try and tell it with without giving too many spoilers. But when she got, although I guess I just did, I knew she was fucking pregnant. Tell the story. I literally started off with the spoiler. I can't say. I take it back. You know what? Too bad, people. You'll enjoy it anyways. But that'd have been fun if she played it up, because she just kind of both looked, and then they knew it wasn't real. She was just like, "Oh, my baby," or something. Just see what he does, like trick him. I don't know. Just to fuck with him.
Yeah. On that, like, that was one of the points that Shao brought up in his questions. The fight scenes where he was like, it's a mix of John Wick style and Jackie Chan creativity, to paraphrase. And I know you said just earlier, Justin, that you weren't too much of a fan, and I would agree.
Parts of it,
parts of
like
it.
Some of it was, Anyway,
I know it's no, you're fine. I know it's a TV show, and you're limited in the time that you're able to choreograph and shoot fight scenes like that. You're not gonna have as much time as you would on a film, and I understand that's the reason why there's a lot more cuts in the fight scenes, which can sometimes be like, I just want to just play it out. I want to see the moves, but then I'm like, no, wait, it's TV. Maybe they didn't have enough time to fully learn how to fight choreograph, and it can hide mistakes and stuff. But some of the scenes, I get it, is also probably an artistic choice by the director or the showrunner to do it like that for a bit of pizzazz in the fight scenes. But sometimes you just want to see it play its course without suddenly cutting and changing angle and cutting back, changing angle and cutting back. And
I think it's a tool. Use it as a tool in a fight scene. It's kind of like I hate going back to War of the Worlds, but I love comparing to it because War of the Worlds is so bad. They chose to make a whole movie a certain style. Don't do that. Use it as a tool, not as
sparingly. Yeah. But on that as well, the guys like that did John Wick have raised the level of fight scene on film to such a level that it might be detrimental to everybody else that's not good at it, you know. They're like, well, shit, the standard is so high now. How do we do it without bringing in specific types of stunt groups? And you can't always have the best of the best there. So it's like, how do you attempt it? How do you do it your own way without? And I get Xiao's point as well. Is like, John Wick isn't entirely set in real world. Yeah, Keanu Reeves' character gets hurt and he continues to fight, but he's called Baba Yaga for a reason. Like, he's freaking unstoppable. Boogeyman, yeah. So he's just a machine of a human. This is more real. Yeah, they're spies and whatnot, and they're skilled, but they get hurt, which is I did enjoy that. There were people getting hurt, not always winning, which I like to see. You don't want to see your characters going into fights and just dominating constantly. You know, it's got to be like, you've got to see them lose, which brings in Jackie Chan. Like, Jackie Chan, if you watch most of his best films, he gets his ass kicked until he figures out how to beat the guy.
And that's what makes it so much better when you do win the fight, right?
Yeah.
If you just always win, it's anticlimactic.
So there are scenes here, like I'm sure I'm going to enjoy when the persimmon assassin gets his comeuppance. Because he seems to be the unstoppable, assassin. But I'm going to wait. He'll get his, and it'll be good. It'll be very satisfying, I think. So.
Yeah, it'll be good to see. One thing I felt too in the first couple episodes is like the stakes didn't feel high enough, which is weird because they're literally running for their lives. But it was just the only stakes were escaping. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, we need to escape and take them down because, whatever. Now it's not just about running away and staying hidden. It's about like actually figuring out a way how they can live their lives without having to worry about this. And I just thought it wasn't anything that I don't know, like stood out to me majorly. But at one point, I just remember thinking that, like, oh, they're just trying to get away. You know, like that. That's all they're trying to do. Is they're just trying to leave the country.
Yeah, trying to get down to Vietnam with no extradition. I don't know why they were being extradited anyway. Maybe it was because at that point when he said that they shot Korean police, or at least his daughter had. So maybe that's what they were trying to arrest him and extradite him for. But because he's technically legally dead in the world.
Yep.
But his new identity and his new wife and his new daughter, which was the end of the second episode. So this is the great thing, folks. I fell asleep with 10 minutes to go on episode 2. I woke up.
I couldn't remember when that happened, so I didn't want to mention it.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, folks, as well. Yeah. I woke up 15, 20 minutes into the third episode during an action sequence. So it wasn't a story part that I was instantly able to lock in on. It was like something's going on. It was like a car chase or something. And I was like, am I in the next episode? And I checked the timer and it's, pause, timer, 15, 20 minutes in. I was like, I am. Shit, I didn't see the end of the went back an episode, watched the last 10 minutes, and I was like, okay, he gets sliced by the persimmon dude, manages to get on the train, and I'm like, hold up, we've kind of lost where his wife is at this point, and then they show up on the train. I was like, okay, there they are. And then there's the bombshell drop. He's like, I've got to tell you something. She's like, no, just wait. You're fine. He's like, no, I can't wait. I got to tell you, like, now.
This thing again, hey? We talk about this in so many shows. Just let him say it.
And then too late. Wife shows up. Little girl shows up. She's like, you've got a daughter? And I was like, you got 2 daughters now, buddy. So
I can't wait for you to watch the rest.
Yeah, because she was already like, initially she was very, I know it's a mini series, just a small thing, so they can't hang too long on certain things, but I did feel like she went from being like, Dad, I haven't seen you for 9 years, to, all right, let's go kick some ass together. It was very quick, and I get it. They have to move that part of the story along. You can't hang in that zone for too long, otherwise you're 4 episodes in and then things are starting to get going. So I feel
like they did a good job of, and maybe it's just because I'm a couple episodes further, but a good job of balancing that, I found.
Yeah, well, I liked the fact that initially when he was leading her to their little house, that he dropped all these things. Like, he made that dish, which was obviously something that she remembers eating, because it made her stop and think. And he placed all these things to kind of soften the blow the reveal and the shock of it. So looking back on it now, I kind of see that that's what they did.
But I even mean, like, when they are together and on the run together, there's moments throughout where there is tension and you're kind of unsure of, it's like, because I kind of would feel at times like, why is there so much resistance here? Like, just make it work, like, what are you doing? But then this character, Rebecca, the girl, the daughter, she's been through so much. And, like, all this stuff, her life that she thought is completely flipped 180. And all this information is coming at her. And it would be hard to process that and not have fucking resistance at points. Because there's just some things that she did and it's probably actually later in. Actually, it'll probably be in the next episode that you watch. There's a moment between the 2 sisters that I'm just like, really? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And then and then they're just alone, and then the mom comes in of the younger daughter, the younger sister, and is like, what the fuck? And then of course he shows up, and then there's this like whole scene that plays out, and it's like, oh, I get it. You know, it's hard to you'll know the moment when you see it, because it's like, holy shit, like this is happening. And then when everything that happens after, you're like, oh, you understand a bit and you can sympathize. So I hope that's a good little teaser.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious because I don't know how many of the Die Hard films you've seen. Have you seen all of them? Like even
If
the
I've
fifth
missed
one?
it's one of the later ones, but I know I have seen some of the later ones. But I haven't really rewatched. Like 1 and 2 are the only ones I rewatch, and mostly 1.
Yeah.
But 1 and 2 are my favorite.
So in the fifth one, so in Die Hard 4.0, I think it was over this side of the world. It was called
4.0. Is that really what it was called?
Yeah, which is such a
Oh my
better
God.
name.
That would be the
for it.
one I wouldn't have watched.
It's such a better name when you see what the themes of the story are, because the themes of the story are to do with
No.
computers, not this
No,
live hard,
dude,
live free, die hard. Like, no, come on, no, that's
It's better than Lit Hard 4.0. Shut up. What are you talking about?
the
That's
fourth
one I
film in
haven't
the
seen.
series.
Yeah.
Fourth
I
film
can
in the
guarantee you I
series.
wouldn't have watched it if that was the title. I'd have been like, no, this is a joke. This is a spoof? Okay, anyway, sorry. Tell you, that pisses me off. I'm angry. When I get red, it's hard for me to come down. I'm going to come down.
Okay.
Let you tell your story.
So
But that
the
fucking makes
fourth,
me angry.
we'll refer to it as the fourth Die Hard film. The
Okay.
fourth Die Hard film brings back John McClane's daughter as an adult. And we haven't seen the daughter and his son since the first film, where they're very briefly in it with Holly.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're at home or whatever it is before she goes to the Christmas party. So we see them again as an adult in the fourth one. In the fifth one, we see the son come back, and he is now this highly trained mercenary spy dude that pairs up with his dad. So you get to have a father-son kick-ass film.
And who is it again? What's the actor's name?
I have no idea. I think I've seen the film once, but for
I remember-
my point, well, we can look it up while we chat here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So that my point is that in this show, Daniel Dae Kim's character David we find out that he was the co-founder of, what was it called? What's the private security company? Caddis. So he's obviously a highly scaled operative of some sort. We don't know what his background is, other than he was good at private security, which usually means it's ex-military, got out of the army, decided to make a security firm that does all the kind of things that the government doesn't want to do for lots of money. He's left, made himself dead, but obviously still kept in touch with his skills. But my point that I'm trying to come around to, and I'm waffling on for some reason, is that his daughter, when he left, was only, 14, she said? 14, 15? Yeah. So a very
14.
vulnerable age for any young person. But she had no clue what her dad did, yet she somehow found herself working for the same company that he did and is their top operative and has no problems with killing people. I want to know how that happened. And I'm hoping it gets spoken about in the next couple of episodes. I was like, what makes you go from being an abandoned, because obviously the mother is not in the picture either. Because she says, you made me an orphan. And I was like, oh. So who was the woman that we were talking to earlier?
More of that gets revealed.
Yeah.
And more of Rebecca's backstory as to how she ended up there is revealed. The way you just spoke about it, though, makes me want more, because it definitely touches on it, and it definitely, you see exactly how and why it happened. But man, those years of getting trained to become the number one, that's a mini series in itself, dude. Show me that. Give me some of that.
Let's pitch it. Let's pitch it to him. Say, yo, we want to see
Yeah.
this
It's
part
already
here.
done.
Oh, good. When does it come out?
Yeah, perfect. Just slap our names on it and we'll call it go.
Give us an executive producer credit. So to jump back, the guy in the fifth Die Hard
Jai
film,
Courtney.
Jai Courtney, yeah. Holy crap, that film was from 2013, a long time ago.
Dude, you know what? That happened to me today. I was talking with a guy at work, and we were talking about Brian Fellows from Saturday Night Live and Leon Phelps, the ladies' man. Hello, ladies. Anyways, we're like, oh yeah, Brian Fellows. That was Tracy Morgan's character. And I was like, yeah, I remember when he was in that like bad accident. Like, didn't he almost die? Had like brain damage or something? And we're like, yeah. What happened again? And I Googled it, and I was like, damn, this happened in 2014. Like this was 11 years ago, man. It felt like it was a few years ago. Like I was like, what is, like, I haven't had a moment like that in so long where it's like, Jesus Christ.
Like, I didn't know you're getting old.
It was that long ago? Is that much life passed?
Yeah. So there was a couple of things like that, yeah, that I'm like, I'm etching to see what happens. And there was a big reveal for end of episode 2. So I probably won't get to any tonight because after this episode I'll have to go just straight to sleep.
Ooh.
I can maybe try and squeeze one out. An episode.
And the shit you say sometimes, it gets me. I know you don't even do it on purpose.
Yeah. So moving on from this. The 3 main actors that I want to talk about real quick, because Xiao talks about one of them, but Rena Hardesty, who plays Rebecca, I've not seen her before in anything, so I was like, oh, fresh face. And I even IMDb'd her credits, and I didn't recognize really anything that she'd done. She'd done some episodes of Legends of Tomorrow and The Flash, so she's done some time in Vancouver, most likely, on those episodes. Yeah. But anything else, hadn't recognized. So it's good to see some fresh young face, young actress, and obviously got some skills in the fight world, so hopefully she continues on in this kind of genre. I spent the whole first 2 episodes going, I've recognized Juno. Why do I recognize Juno?
Oh, yeah. She's...
And yeah, my first thought was like, is this the wife from Breaking Bad? And I was like, no, she's too young.
No.
Too young. Coyote Ugly. That was the film.
Is that the one?
That's the one that I was like, she's from Coyote Ugly.
Yeah. Let's not look up the date on that film.
No, but I was
probably like early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, do it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to guess 2000 and I want to say 6 or 7. Let's go maybe it's I'm going to go 2004.
You're close, but you're a little too far into the 2000s.
Yeah, 2002.
Keep going down.
Oh, really? 2001. 2000. God
2000.
Damn. Shit. Well, you know what? Now I understand why I liked it so much. I think I was 14.
Yeah.
In 2000.
Because that song was everywhere.
13,
and it was like,
13,
women dancing on bar tops, and it was Leanne Rimes singing the song, and I was like, it was
PG-13,
everywhere.
I can watch this.
Yeah, it was everywhere. Like the first time I went down to Seattle, when I first moved over here, so I was single at the time, and I went with my other Australian buddy who lives in Sun Peaks now with his wife and kids. We went to Seattle to watch a Raiders versus Seahawks game, and it was on a Monday night, I think. So nothing was really open after the game. But downtown Seattle, there was like a bunch of bars. And I was just excited to be in Seattle because of the music history. But that's another story. But we went into this bar. And the reason we went into this bar was because, one, it was one of the only bars open after the game. 2, they had bar top dancing bar girls. So we were like...
Are you sure that was number 1 and number 2 and it wasn't the other way around?
Well, we
Be
didn't
honest
know
now.
we didn't know that was what was what until we got in there.
Ah.
We were like, this is why this bar is open, because it has. Because the
Just
bar lady,
just a bunch of football fans.
no, this is
The
an old
sausage
dudes.
fest. Let's
Well,
go.
the funny thing is that I think we met some of the same dudes, but we went to a gentleman's club after the fact. That was across the street from our hostel, and there were just a bunch of old men from the Raiders supporters, so my people, who were obviously sad because we lost the game to the Seahawks, and they were like, well, we drove all the way from Oakland because they hadn't moved to LA yet, and we're without our wives, let's go to strip club. So we're like, all right, we're tagging on with these old fellas because they're gonna be a hoot. And it was a good time. But the reason why that bar was good, I was like, this is like Coyote Ugly in real life. I didn't know that was a real thing. I thought it was just made up for a movie.
Is it? Do they only go up for certain songs, or are they up there all the time? Like, is there ever a break? Are you ever just like, oh God, can I just not listen to fucking feet stomping and shaking my, spilling my fucking beer?
It wasn't all the time. It wasn't all the time.
It must for your beer when they come.
It must have been certain songs that go on the rotation, or if someone ordered a certain type of drink. I don't know what the rules were, but suddenly whoever was waitressing you on the floor was up on stage, and you were like, hey, can I still try and get a drink through these legs that are dancing around?
Yeah.
But so Juno, Coyote Ugly fame. Now the one I want to get to is obviously our lead is Dae Kim, and he's done a bunch of stuff. Most recently, actually, he was a voice in K-pop Demon Hunters. So I was like,
oh,
yeah. And I don't know who because I haven't seen the film, but he also did voices and he did live action in Avatar: Last Airbender. So he's done a bunch of stuff, and of course, like Xiao mentioned in his questions, he's saying he was in Hawaii 5-0, Lost. He's done a lot of stuff. So
one thing I want to say quickly is that just to go back to the episodes.
Yep.
Oh, and you'll see it more in what's coming up. But there's moments in it where he's speaking Korean. Now, this is where movies can really get me in TV shows, because I'm not Korean, for anybody who's never seen me.
The mystery's gone.
Yeah, I'm a white boy from Alberta, Canada. And so when an actor, like the lead actor, is speaking Korean, and they put subtitles, I mean, he's speaking Korean to me. Like, I don't know any different. You know what I mean? I don't know accent. I don't know words. I read and I go, yep, he's speaking Korean. But there's moments in the show where he's speaking Korean to like people who haven't maybe grown up with it as a second language, like him, like, like a 1A and a 1B, like two languages, but raised overseas. So you don't have like the dialect and the accent. You have like an American accent speaking Korean, and they address that. And they'll be like, oh, I see you still speak with your accent. I can barely understand what you're saying. Like when he's joking with his friends, or there's a scene that'll come later where he's speaking with somebody and they say to him, like, you're getting better. You said at least 2 words correctly that time after like a full blown conversation. So it's like, they call it out because people who are Korean speak it, like they would pick up on it, right? Like, oh, this guy's accent is bad. So even though I'm oblivious to it, I do like that in the show they put that kind of stuff in there. I thought, well, that's a neat little nuance. Anyways, it's something I did want to mention that I forgot to earlier, and that reminded me. So back to you.
No, that's a good point, because I remember seeing some pre-press on this, and he was very adamant about shooting the show in Korea for authenticity reasons. And
it looks good, man. It's great.
Yeah. Obviously, this is a reason why as well, because they can address stuff like that. Because if they shot it in a backlot studio or somewhere in LA with a bunch of Korean actors, they would all have the same issues with the accent. most likely to take just to wild leap it. So it would be, yeah, like you said, to us neither here nor there, because we don't speak Korean, so we hear it and we're like, okay, that's how they sound.
Yeah.
But to put it
They could
in,
have put anything in those subtitles. I don't know.
yeah, as long as the English part said,
I don't
what
even
the
know if
dialogue was
I'm
meant to
watching
be.
the same movie.
Yeah, they could just be like, yeah, I said the line.
Yeah.
And the
Can
Korean,
you believe that these white people believe what they're reading on the bottom of the screen right now?
that's probably what it's like. So that I
What
did
a bunch of ignorant fucks.
yeah. So that was a good thing to know. Like he wanted to do it authentically and be like, let's shoot this in Seoul, and it looks so much better being there, not just using B-roll for the city, like actually doing wide shots, seeing that they're in the city wide.
Trombone camera stuff is great.
Yeah, pushing in, pulling out, spoosh all over the camera lens. It's good stuff to see.
Good stuff.
Speaking about good stuff to see on the screen, Xiao did mention that he had a slightly huge man crush on
No, I think you got it right the first time.
boner on Dae Kim. And he is a very attractive man. I do agree with him on that. I haven't seen all the way through, and I do understand, because Xiao was like, some of the scenes with the daughter, he didn't look old enough to be her dad. And that's a bunch of things. 1, good genes. 2, he took care of his body. 3, good lighting. But there were
Just
some...
say it. Just say it. He's Asian. They don't age. They don't
Until
age. They
they
don't age.
suddenly
They don't
do.
age. And then and then they're a wizard, and you're like, what happened?
Yeah. So I get it. Like, but there were some scenes where the lighting was good and the contrast was down, so you can see more of the lines and the face and the aging and whatnot. But yeah, I understand it. It's a lot of like makeup trickery and stuff, but some of these guys and gals look fantastic for their age, and it's getting to a point where it's like you're playing 20 years younger because you're good enough and look good enough. You've taken care of yourself to do it. Sort of like an opposite of effect when we used to grow up watching high school kids played by people in their 20s, you know?
Yeah. It's like, isn't Leo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can supposed to be 16 years old?
Yeah, I think so.
He's like 30. You're like, what?
I mean, he did a good job. But so I wanted to really, really briefly, quickly, I wanted to play a game because, funnily enough, I'd seen it on, I think it was on TikTok, and it was an old Ellen segment where she had various female actors on there, like J-Lo and Charlize, and she would put up a picture of a male actor, and it would be a would you, or who would you rather. And of course the actresses were like, I don't know, like, what do you mean would I rather? Like, is this like a fuck, marry, kill sort of thing? And she's like, just who would you rather? Start off with one actor and then another one. And they would pick, and then they would just go through. It was kind of like a round robin thing to get an ultimate winner. I wanted to do something like that, but I didn't have time. So I just was like, you know what? Instead of just doing a game, I'm just going to ask Justin flat out if he's got any celebrity man crushes.
I do. Oh, yeah. Oh.
And what he would do with them. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I tell you what I'd do. I could tell you what I'd do with them.
Okay. We got enough time.
Been talked about a lot. I mean, if I haven't said it, I've probably made it clear, but Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the GOAT for me. His action sequences, his running, his charm, especially in some of his earlier stuff but even in some like Mission Impossible, like, I don't know, he's just like Tom Cruise. He's a guy, and I can't say this about many actors. I used to be able to say it about more. Probably still could about Leonardo DiCaprio and Will Smith. But Tom Cruise, for sure. Like, if it's like the new Tom Cruise movie's out, I wouldn't even be like, what's it called? What's it about? Just like, I want to see it. Like, yep, I want to see it. What I'd do with him, I'd eat popcorn and go skydiving. That's what I'd do with him. Yeah.
Clothing optional.
But we'd feed each other. So I'd be throwing the kernels in his mouth. He probably wouldn't miss, you know? Like, he'd probably catch every kernel.
Extra
probably
butter.
Perfect shot in my mouth every time.
With
Just a
popcorn, right?
big buttery. Yeah. What? Popcorn? Oh, with popcorn. Yeah.
Just Scientology, eat your heart out.
But no, he's for sure. Runners up would be Leo. I just think he's, and actually Will, for the same reason. Like, well, Leo for a bit different. Tom Cruise for his charm, his action, his personality. Oh God, I could probably put Denzel Washington into here too. And all for different reasons, which is what's great. Because Leo, his range, just the variety of stuff he's done, I find it interesting that his like path, like the different movies he's done. Um, uh, Will Smith. I mean, I grew up watching him on, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then when he tried to like shake that Fresh Prince vibe, in some of his older movies like Enemy of the State and stuff like this, where he's still like he's not the lead, like I think Gene Hackman's lead in that one. Is that? Anyways, and like just watching him go from that like, hey, star of a goofy kids or teenage uh sitcom to like ditching the keeping and Men in Black, keeping comedy, but also being able to bring an element of like action and drama to the silliness. Not many actors can go from Fresh Prince silly kind of goofy acting to like, hey, take me seriously in this action dramatic thriller. I'll still throw you jokes. So I thought he's really, really good. And then when he started going off into some of his other stuff as he got older, like more dramatic, less of the action and comedy. And Denzel. I mean, Denzel, man. It's fucking. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I've seen him in something before Training Day, but just that one performance alone is so standout that it's just right then and there. I was like, I want to see when this guy's in front of a camera. So that's my 4. I know I started with 1, so that spiraled, but I was like, damn, no, I'd watch his shit. Yeah, I love him. I love that boy. Yeah, he's good.
Crushing on a whole plethora of men. Right on. So let's move on.
Oh, but for hold on. There's a moment to breathe, and I thought of another one. But I wouldn't watch him in everything. But like anything he does, necessarily. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, Joaquin Phoenix new movies out, I want to see it. But when he makes the right choice or something that I'm interested in, he chooses, I always know the performance is going to be unbelievable. And I can appreciate that.
Right on, right on. I mean, I don't have.
So you were about to give yours?
I was, and then I thought I'd play a game on you and just move on, but I'll give you some.
Nah.
I'll give you some. We're running out of time, so I want us to try and get
let's
back.
end on your crush.
Well, and then we're going to try Shao again and see if Shao can take us out of the episode.
Okay.
So I'm going to be very stereotypical here. And I'm going to pick an Australian for one of them. And you can probably all know who it is.
Hugh Jackman.
It is Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is like your Tom Cruise. Doesn't matter what he's in, I will want to go and see it. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's got a lot of charisma and he just makes whoever is around him feel good. So I would like to be in that presence of feeling good and included and, and seen. And I think it would just be a hell of a good time. He's a fantastic actor. He can sing, he can dance. He is a performer of Hollywood of yesteryear, where it used to be like, you can sing, you can dance, you can act, you're going to be a superstar. He's like a Gene Kelly of today. He doesn't do near as many films as he was pumping out in the early 2000s because, he's doing his Broadway stuff and he picks what he needs to do. But he's a guy that I would just be like, Hugh Jackman, come at me with those claws. Shink. Another one. Let's go Hollywood here. But I always really liked Ethan Hawke. I didn't see many of his films, but the ones that I do, I was like, so like Reality Bites in the 90s, and then the Before trilogy were really good ones. Like
Training Day.
Training Day, yeah.
Yeah. He's great in that movie.
Is that Before the Devil Knows You're Dead with Philip Seymour Hoffman is a fantastic film. I don't know, just him as a person. He's very well spoken. I'm not saying that other actors aren't educated, but he comes off as very well educated on things and very well spoken, gentle soul. You know, he's very much, again, someone that I would just like to spend time with, just because, not because of their celebrity, just like the kind of person that you would just be like, I'd feel comfortable sitting in a room with you or at a table over a meal talking, just talking. Whatever comes after is a bonus.
Yeah. When you speak like that, instantly I was like, oh fuck, I do have maybe the biggest crush of all. And it is not at all because of his acting. And that is Keanu Reeves. Like if I had to pick somebody to go.
He was my third guy. Keanu Reeves is my third man.
I was gonna say I should have let you keep going because I was thinking in my head, I'm surprised he hasn't said Keanu. Like as soon as I thought of him, I was like, instantly thought of you. Because you were always a big Keanu before me. Or yeah, before myself. How can you be before yourself, Justin? The before me, the earlier me in the past, that's how you say it. I was never a big Keanu fan, but I always remember you were. And I think we've even had debates before. It was like, pick, you know, if you could pick one actor, celebrity, whatever, to be in our movie, who would it be? And you picked Keanu one time. I just remember being like, what is wrong with you? Like there is no way. But I have completely flipped on him. Like I didn't mind him in like Point Break, loved him in The Matrix. That's more the movie as a whole. Like I was never like a big fan of him, but when he came on to do even John Wick, I remember fighting on it. I was like, oh, it's a movie about they killed this dog and he goes to get revenge. This is the dumbest thing ever. But I don't know, man. Then like I think a lot of that actually has to do with social media and just seeing like what type of person he really is. I was like, you know what? He's actually just like a really fucking cool dude, and I respect that so much more. And so his career means so much more to me now.
There you go. So I don't even have to say any more because that's exactly it. Like he's down to earth. He doesn't take celebrity. He does what he wants to do. He rides motorcycles. He's just great. And so that's our man crushes. So Xiao, you're not alone in having big old man crushes on actors. And I'm going to wrap it up real quickly here because we're going to try and give Xiao a call before our time runs out today. But first 2 episodes for me, very much intrigued. Love the soundtrack. Happy with the acting. Happy with the action sequences. Definitely happy with the questions that are raised to come. If I wasn't so sleepy, I would have definitely watched more than the 2 that I did, like you did, Justin. And I'll give my review on it out of 10 Chummy Thumbs next week when we wrap it up. But let's see if we can get Xiao on the...
Yeah, I'm going to try and get him. Yeah, my experience so far, I know I said 7.5. I kind of want to see how it ends as well, but I might have to go like an 8 for currently, even I haven't finished it, just because I didn't want to stop watching it and I can't wait to get off this microphone so I can go finish it. So that means something. So right now an 8, maybe it could go higher with how they end it. Maybe it could go lower. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. I realize Xiao might not answer Hayden because he is in the US of Schmei and he probably doesn't have his data.
True.
Probably didn't go roaming. So that's why he might not be calling, answering people, not because he actually quit and we're just procrastinating telling everybody because we want to hang on to you as long as possible because we know he's everybody's favorite. Okay, I'm going to try and call him. Hayden, can you write or give us a summary of your, well, I'm trying to call him here, a summary of your first assignment in the form of a haiku, please. And whenever you're ready.
No idea, because I've done a haiku like once, and I can't remember what the rules are of a haiku. Don't put me on the spot. Don't put me on the spot. I can tell you what it was
Just make it
about.
up. No, I wanted it in a haiku. Otherwise,
I don't know. What is a haiku?
I think is it 755 or 7577 or 757?
Fuck, I don't know. I'll have to come back to you guys on that next week. Let me give me some time to write it out. But for those of you at home that are caring at all, it was a lot to do with King Arthur. So from 3 different authors, from the Marie de France, Chaucer, and Sir Thomas Malory, for those of you that care. But anyway, we didn't get a hold of Shao, but he'll be back next week.
Oh,
and
is he?
I don't know.
We're not sure.
He'll be back at some point.
People, we know. We talk outside of this. We promise. Sorry, Aiden. Take us out of here.
That's all right. We're running out of time, but you can find us. I'm going to keep going. You can find us on all your social media platforms under the handle of Chummy Thumbs. That's X, that's TikTok, that's Instagram, that's Blue Sky. Send us an email at chummythumbs@gmail.com. And until next time, keep on thumbing.